Sefer Bereishis, Parashat Mikeitz, 7th Aliyah. Then Yosef rushed because his compassion for his brother had been stirred, and he wanted to weep. So he went into the room and wept there. He washed his face and went out, fortified himself, and said, "Serve food." They served him separately, and them separately, and the Egyptians who ate with him separately. For the Egyptians could not bear to eat food with the Hebrews, it being loathsome to Egyptians. They were seated before him, the firstborn according to his seniority, and the youngest according to his youth. The men looked at one another in astonishment. He had portions that had been set before him served to them, and Binyamin's portion was 5 times as much as the portion of any of them. They drank and became intoxicated with him. Then he instructed the one in charge of his house, saying, "Fill the men's sacks with as much food as they can carry, and put each man's money in the mouth of his sack, and my goblet, the silver goblet, place in the mouth of the youngest one's sack, along with the money of his purchase." And he followed Joseph's word exactly. The day dawned, and the men were sent off, they and their donkeys. They had left the city, had not gone far, when Joseph said to the one in charge of his house, "Get up, chase after the men. When you overtake them, you are to say to them, 'Why do you repay evil for good? Is this not the one from which my master drinks, and with which he regularly divines? You have done evil in how you acted.'" He overtook them and spoke those words to them, and they said to him, "Why does my Lord say such things? It would be sacrilegious for your servants to do such a thing. Here, look, the money that we found in the mouth of our sacks we brought back to you from the land of Canaan. How then could we have stolen from your master's house any silver or gold? Anyone among your servants with whom it is found shall die, and we also will become slaves to my Lord." He replied, "What you say now is also correct. The one with whom it is found shall be my slave, but the rest of you shall be exonerated." Hurriedly, each one lowered his sack to the ground, and each one opened his sack. He searched, he began with the oldest and ended with the youngest, and the goblet was found in Binyamin's sack. They rent their garments. Each one reloaded his donkey, and they returned to the city. When Yehuda arrived with his brothers to Joseph's house, he was still there. They fell to the ground before him. Joseph said to them, "What is this deed that you have done? Do you not realize that a man like me practices divination?" So Yehuda said, "What can we say to my Lord? How can we speak? And how can we justify ourselves? God has uncovered the sin of your servants. Here we are ready to be slaves to my Lord. But we and the one in whose hand the goblet was found." But he replied, "It would be sacrilegious for me to do this. The man in whose possession the goblet was found, only he shall be my slave. And as for you, go up in peace to your father."